Everyone, we're having a look at the second chapter of history, which is the Russian Revolution, basically socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. And in the last video, I explained to you the February Revolution of 1917, also known as the Petrograd Revolution, which eventually led to the abolition or ending of monarchy. So the revolution took place in February 1917. And on 2nd March 1917, the Tsar abandoned the throne. In fact, because that was the best option in front of him. Otherwise, people had already witnessed the French Revolution, and they had seen how the Jacobians there had beheaded the king, and the Tsar really was not in favor of that option of getting beheaded, and so he abandoned the throne. Now today we're going to have a look at what happened after the February Revolution of 1917. In April, a very important Russian leader called Vladimir Lenin came back. So see, I've written Return of Lenin. So basically this is Vladimir Lenin, and he was in exile and he returns to Russia, and he declares something called April Thesis. We'll have a look in detail what is April Thesis were. April Thesis are basically going to be 3 promises that Lenin makes to the people of Russia, provided he is got to power. He leads the Bolsheviks, and so basically we know how the communists were 2 parties. I mean, in 2 parts. One were Bolsheviks, one were Mensheviks. The Mensheviks were the more liberal side. The Bolsheviks were more radical. So Lenin leads the Bolsheviks. And in fact, he renames the Bolsheviks party as the Communist Party. Hence, April Thesis, the 3 promises that he makes were, he says that war will be brought to a close. Remember, we've seen that the First World War is happening, how there are 2 factions, the Allies and the Central Powers, and how on the Eastern Front, Russia faced immense damages. And it was a disaster. So Lenin says that he will end the war for Russia. I mean, he can't end the whole world war, but he will definitely pull Russia out of it and end it for Russia. Another thing he says is that land will be transferred to peasants. We have also seen how people in the rural area are suffering because, well, crops have been failing and the rich are exploiting them. So here he says that land will be transferred to the peasants and we can all share the land amongst ourselves. And the third promise he makes is that banks will be nationalized. Now, with the nationalization of banks, borrowing money from banks would become easier for people. The banks would not take a very high rate of interest, which would also then mean repaying back of loans would become easier for the people. So in the last video, we ended with this portion that the Petrograd led the February Revolution that had brought down the monarchy in 1917. Now, today we're going to have a look at after February. So under the provisional government, army officials, landowners and industrialists were influential. So we know that after February 1917, after the Tsar abolished after the Tsar abandoned the throne and monarchy was abolished, a provisional government was formed, like a Soviet council. Here, however, we see, or rather it was called the Petrograd Soviet. Here we see that the people who were more dominant were, by fluke, I mean army officials, landowners and industrialists. You really don't see peasants and the poor being influential in this government either. In April 1917, the Bolshevik leader Vladimir Lenin returned to Russia from his exile. So Lenin returns to Russia in April 1917. Lenin demanded three things and termed these as April theses. And like I told you before, these three theses or these three promises were that he wanted to end the war, for Russia at least, land to be transferred to the peasants and banks to be nationalized. So the peasants would have, so once the war ends, naturally so much of draining out of the resources would stop. Once the land was transferred to the peasants, they would have more land to grow crops in, and they could also reap the benefits of that, of the harvest. And banks, if they were nationalized, it would be easy for people to take money. He also emphasized on renaming the Bolshevik party to the Communist Party. So another one of his ideas was not a part of April thesis. April thesis is just those three promises in point 3. But another of his ideas were that to change the name of the Bolshevik party to Communist Party. Now, Lenin is slowly becoming very strong on the sidelines. Okay, there's already one provisional government or a Petrograd Soviet which is functioning as the government, but Lenin on the sidelines is becoming very popular with his ideas. Now, when the provisional government saw its power reduced and Bolshevik influence grew, they decided to take stern measures against the spreading discontent. Now, slowly this provisional government sees Lenin is becoming extremely influential, he's becoming extremely powerful, and so the provisional government says that we better do something before he topples us from power. In the countryside, peasants and their socialist revolutionary leaders pressed for a redistribution of land. Encouraged by the socialist revolutionaries, peasants seized land between July and September 1917. So, whatever promises Lenin was making, they were being liked by both people in the urban and rural areas. And in fact, in the rural areas, because people had heard Lenin make such promises that land will be transferred to the peasants, even before he did that, they themselves revolted and seized land. So that's how convincing Lenin had become amongst the people. And at the same time, we of course see how the provisional government is becoming very insecure. We'll stop here for today. In the next video, I will explain to you how under Lenin the part 2 of the revolution will break out, which is called the October Revolution of 1917.